everyone. So this video marks the first video or volume in this new series that I wanted to try out and make. Um, this series is kind of what I've wanted to do with the channel in general, and I think, I'm ready to do recs and stuff beyond just showing off like vinyl and books. Basically, this series, Wasted Tape, which is something I've wanted to do for a while, is me just basically telling you what to listen to. um, I listen to a lot of music, lots of junk, all kinds of stuff all the time. I keep literal physical notebooks. I mean, this is a new one, but I didn't fill this one out yet. But I buy all these just to put down like music, recs, stuff I find in books, stuff I find on labels, all kinds of ways. Just write it down and check it off. It's my physical backlog, and I wanted to share some awesome stuff that I found with you guys. That's kind of the whole point of this channel, is to introduce music you might not know. And that is the huge main goal of this series, Wasted Tape. And it's the first episode, so it'll be very rough around the edges. I mean, just like the music I'm gonna talk about. So obviously the main genres I listen to is mostly electronic based. Obviously noise, industrial, power electronics, harsh noise wall, ambient, drone, all that junk. So that'll be most of the stuff that I rec. I have about 4 recs here. I might keep it at that, we'll see. I don't want to keep these videos too long, so I don't make long videos, but that's what I'm gonna do. So, and I want to play a few clips too of each album, so hopefully you guys check them out. But yeah, to get started, what we're listening to is a Vox Popula tape. Let's see if I can get some light on that. This is Half Dead Ganja music with the famous actress there. I can't think of her name, but she was considered the vamp, the beautiful woman of her time. And yeah, very cool. Vox Popula are on one of my favorite labels of all time, which is Cthulhu Records. They put out one of my favorite industrial groups of all time, which is Club Morale. And as you can hear, it's just really interesting, more on the avant-garde sample-based side of industrial and dark ambient. Just really great stuff, that definitely underrated. So anyway, let's get into it. The 4 albums I'm going to talk about today. Starting off with a bit of a harsh noise album, but it's definitely a bit drone heavy and even has some ambient and found sounds, music concrete sounds in it. It is Fading Contour with the album Emblem of a Pale Passion. So I actually don't know much about this group or artist, Fading Contour. I do know this album is a tape release only, and I think they're from Belgium. I honestly could only find scarce information on Rate Your Music about them. This album in particular came out 2016, so it's pretty new. It's on the Levertran label, which is from the Netherlands. But yeah, this album is great. If you like stuff like I Am a Lake of Burning Orchids, if you like Warm Drone, I would definitely recommend this. It's definitely in that same field of heavy, almost really pretty drone meets just like harsh noise. A little bit of vocal samples, but it's really good. The more I listen to this album, the better it gets. I really like the title track, but all the tracks are wicked good. Alright, the second album, I'm probably gonna have a hard time pronouncing, but I will try. It is Advocate Ihre Hoheit with the album Opferbereit. This is a German project, German dark ambient project, and it is a side project of the artist Soldnergeist, I apologize, who is from Germany. And this album itself is on the Art Concrete label, which I don't know a lot about that label in particular, but I'm checking out more things on it. It seems kind of in this field of just excellent dark ambient. This album came out in 1993, and I would definitely consider an underrated, unknown like gem. It almost borderlines on, I don't know if I want to use the word masterpiece, but just like this should be everyone's go-to. Like, if you have like a top 5 dark ambient album, I do think this one, Afterbereich, should be in here. Like, next to people like Lustmord, you know, the man who lives in caves. It makes heavy dark ambient. It's so good. It just has this echoing, like, dark sound that just fills your head and doesn't leave. I don't explain it. Every track sounds differently too, which is a problem I feel with dark ambient. It kind of gets a little monotonous in sound. This one, you know, each track sounds different. Really good. The female vocals, there's like my favorite track, Stimulation, is so good. I like the mix of kind of like the, some of them have tortured female vocals, which some people might think is kind of a really bad cliche, but this album I think was ahead of its time and did it really artfully and is a really enjoyable listen if you like dark ambient. I would definitely check this out. I have a little list here for so I can make sure I try to pronounce things excellently because I know off the top of my head, but sometimes if you see the words, it helps. This one's easy to say. This is another Harsh Noise album from Italy. This is Altar of Flies, and the album The Violent Blow. Um, Altar of Flies, I think, is relatively well known in the noise community. They have over 50 releases or something like that. Um, this one is on record. The other one before was on LP, and Fading Contour is cassette only. I should have mentioned that. This came out in. I actually don't know when this came out. I think not too long ago, a couple of years ago. I'm probably wrong. I can't think. But yeah, this is on the Italian harsh noise label that's from Milan, Italy, called The Dear Girl Called Wendy, which I actually learned about this label and this group because of Sissy Spacek in Sewer Election, are on A Dear Girl Called Wendy, which just puts out some heavy, heavy harsh noise, some of the best I've heard ever. I would definitely check out the label. It's so good. And I would check out this album. It's very clean sounding harsh noise. It's very easy to approach and just enjoy. It's just heavy. The vocals are good. The sounds are good. It's really loud, clean and loud, which is, you don't really want to hear the word clean noise, but you like it with this album. You definitely feel like you're barricaded in an evil, forgotten factory. It's just bellowing in your ears. The track Hollow, definitely. You definitely feel it and hear it. All right. So, the last album I'm going to be showing, I actually do physically own. I actually picked this album up for my boyfriend for his birthday because I really love this label. And if you're going to start anywhere, I think with power electronics and the heavier side of industrial, I definitely suggest anything from Tesco organization. This is the Tesco Disco Heavy Electronics 2 compilation. And also, when it comes to compilations, I knew when I was younger, I think I didn't like the idea of compilations for some reason. But once you get into, like, especially electronic music, or just even the heavier side of music, I feel like compilations are wicked good. It's really good to get into labels, and usually artists make specific tracks for compilations. I feel like I've talked about this before. I apologize, but compilations are great. This is a great compilation. This is a great label. This is a German power electronics, heavy industrial noise label with some of the best, like, power electronic artists on here. As you can see on here, well, here's the famous little satellite dish. But on this compilation alone, you have my favorite power electronics group ever that I can't really pronounce, which is Onzenophilia. You got Condom, The Grey Wolves, Satori, which is a Japanese person. A lot of people like his work. You know, kind of a little different take on the Japanese kind of noise sound, I would say. So this is 4 CDs. This came out in 98, 97, I believe. And it was tour only. and limited to 1,000 copies because of course it is. I'm actually surprised it's that many. And it's like this little cardboard booklet cutout that says, we are evil, no one likes us. We don't care. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then the records are kind of records. The CDs are kind of put on these little like holes that are pressed in the pages. It's actually really well put together for something like this. You always recognize this group, my favorite group, the Anzen people, because the little guy you'll see here. And this compilation in particular, even with all the heavy duty names on it, this is actually almost purely a dark ambient album. I was kind of surprised. I expected like that staple, aggressive, angry power electronic sound, which they all do it very good, and it's very excellent. But this takes on the dark ambient approach, and it's just smooth, it's creative, it's really, really pleasant, enjoyable to listen to. Well, pleasant as in if you enjoy dark ambient. But yes, I highly suggest it, and I don't know if I could really pick a track, because despite, again, being a compilation of different artists, it kind of all flows into each other really good. Some of these tracks are live. I mean, they could all be live, and I just couldn't tell. Like I said, the art is really good, very German industrial. You even got the very silly track names: Successive Torture, Gas Chamber Music, Infernal Lake, Under the Light of Grace. But it's great. Like, if you are someone that wants to get kind of into this label, ease themselves in, or ease themselves into dark ambient, I would definitely suggest this. Yeah. So you can see you got the little holes right there. You just pop them on. Though I think this hole, I bought this used. It's a little melted, but that's okay. But yeah, again, very cool. And those are the 4 albums I wanted to suggest: Fading Contour, Emblem of a Pale Passion, Advocate ihrer Hoheit with Opferbereit, which I apologize, Altar Flies, The Violent Blow, and the Tesco Disco Electronics 2. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you found something good to listen to, because it's all good. I wouldn't suggest it if I didn't think it was good. Also, I know the tape's been ready to go on side B for a while, but the end of the video. So again, thank you everybody for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video, the next volume of this. I want to keep going and going ad nauseum forever.